Hey, this is my Goldilocks. And she's a much larger doll. I haven't measured her yet, but I think she's like 20 inches tall. And she is painted in a different style. I painted her to look, I hate to say this, more like she's dead. So, yeah, that's what I did. And I've given her, she's very, a basic bisque color. I left the back of her head undone so you can see. Oops, not very good lighting here, but just that pink color. Turn her a little bit. I'll turn her in a second so you can see her. Anyway, so here she is with her wonderful, beautiful white dress that I totally stained up and turned gray. And on this one, instead of using dye, I used acrylic paints and watered down acrylic paints. And I dipped it, and so some areas you'll see are like look dirty, not in the picture, look a little dirtier, and her around her wrist and things like that. And then I let it dry, and in letting it dry, it just kind of ran down so that the bottom has a little bit more dirt on it than the top. It's just kind of cool because that's, like she's been walking around in the graveyard or somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know where this girl's been. So I sort of ended my stuff here to show you that is how pink and pretty she was. And this is all the yellows I have added to her. And these are her original blush in her cheeks. I just oranged it up more by putting some yellow on top of it. Let's see if I can get some really good lighting on her. She's got incredible eyelashes. I actually used 3 different eyelashes to make these eyelashes. I used 2 different sizes to get their top lash. This was kind of a thinner, more wispy towards the inside of her eye, and then a thicker on the outside. And then I just overlapped them. And then this bottom one is just a little piece of there's one eyelash cut in half of wispy little baby eyelashes. So it just gave her a very special look. I don't know what way this curl is supposed to go. I've been fighting it this whole time. It just has a mind of its own. So I didn't do anything with her hair. I loved the little Goldilocks ringlets, so I didn't mess with her hair. In fact, the more you mess with these curls, typically the more you mess with the curls. This hand, now one thing about this doll when I got her, she had a flaw in her hand. I don't know if you can see, so my little pet, sad looking fingers. There's a tiny chip in her finger right there. My nails, let me tell you what, working with pastels ruins your hands. It dries them out. But she's got this tiny little chip on the inside of her finger. So I had no problems taking this gorgeous doll. I said, oh, she's flawed. I can do this. So I thought that was just like she broke. But now I think it was just a flaw in the manufacturing because when I took her shoes off, she actually has a big toe that's got a flaw on it as well. Anyway, I'm leaving her barefoot. If someone who buys her wants to put shoes on her, they're more than welcome to. Unfortunately, she had like a glue on her where her socks were glued on, and it left a residue. I wish I had better lighting. I don't want to mess with her too much. So you can see little patches of glue, but I did sand on that at first and it wasn't really coming off, but then when I started staining it, and I said, that makes sense. She would have this sort of a sloughing of her skin and stuff like that. Even the bottoms of her feet are done. Okay, that's it, you're falling over. Oh good, now she has better lighting. Look at that face. And one thing about this doll, she's got the baby oh, wait, somebody's upstairs. The baby Brew face minus the dimple in her chin, but you definitely see the vintage French. I think that's a French face versus the German faces. Her bear is a Thai bear, and he's just pinned on. And even his little bow is a vintage piece of fabric, a ribbon that I had. I dyed it. And originally I dyed it for some, to put on another doll, but I decided it looked so good on him with this because it's really old and cool looking. So on her feet, I gave her feet a little personality, a little bit of detail. I just know that everybody's been outside, including the dogs, and now they're all inside making noise upstairs. In case if you hear that noise. Okay, so anyway, there's like a seam in her foot that they just don't. It puts a lot of care into this part because it's all about the face. I happen to like it. When they're all done. These are her original bloomers. She's got a great dress. It is made really well. A lot of times, you're going to see this with the less expensive dolls. When I say less expensive, I'm talking not the $500 dolls, but little unfinished seams and stuff like that. Not rare in this case. Anyway, beautiful satin. Now, satin I did not dye, one of the reasons I didn't dye, I did not want this to be black. And I knew if I started messing with real dye, I would have more trouble washing it out. Because sometimes satin can suck up, some satins can suck up dye like crazy. And I've had some amazing looking ones. But I wanted just for her to look a little dingy and dirty, but not take away her, you know, pretty white dress. But anyway, yeah, I had to keep the original hair, obviously, because this is a really good wig. It's pretty. It's got thick hair, and I'm totally see, don't mess with the curls. Your curl girl is making me crazy. Flip that around. So it's so thick. That is another thing. It's well, I don't know who makes this stuff. There's no marks on her anywhere. So I can't tell you who. I'll have to do some research on her. Maybe I can find her. She's not vintage. She is a reproduction. I just had that cool vintage look. Now I do have, these are my dolls, by the way. These are my dolls. I've not really shown y'all some of my weird collection where I have actual like some 90s type, you know, reproductions and stuff. But I do like to collect dolls that people have made and artists have made versus, I have a lot of other collectible dolls, but I do have a kind of a passion for the ones that people have made, and I hope people have the same passion for mine. I don't like to change up their doll, anything that's been made, you know, by an artist. I go for the mass-produced. This one I was never on the fence about, actually. I bought this doll, and he came home and I don't have a before picture because I brought her home and started working on her immediately. I just had to do something with her. But her face is just so cool. I like its blotchy. I mean, when I do my dolls, I do them in this very blotchy way because there's, well, that's, you know, you wouldn't have symmetry if you're on your face. Just saying. Anyway, the bear will come off. He's just stuck on there with a couple of straight pins. And adorable. Now, let me see. A little close up of her hand. I don't know if I showed that. And her fingernails. So, that's my little Goldilocks. I kind of love her. She's been in my studio for a while. I actually started her last year, 1999. I'm sorry, what am I saying? 2090. What? Good Lord. I actually started her in 2019. I don't know what I was thinking about. And I kept her for a while because I just loved her face. What I had not done is to add her eyelashes. Eyelashes are kind of a last thing. And sewing her dress on. So she's been sort of hanging around without us. This is driving me nuts right here. I could cut it out, but in a way, I don't know. So anyway, leave that to someone else if it drives them nuts. Anyway, her dress, I just dyed her dress and I just sewed it on her and she just got her eyelashes. So other than that, she's been sort of hanging out with this gorgeous face, painted up like that for over a year, pretty much. So, I mean, they're so much fun to make. I love them. And I want other people to enjoy them as well. Or if I kept every one that I did, I would have hundreds at this point. Well, at least 100. Hey, yeah, that may be 2 curls. I don't know. So anyway, I have somebody finds her, and I did add a bear to her because she's Goldilocks. Let me get that face again. I don't really do a close up. I'll do a close up of her face real quick. These marks are actually marks I made. They're like veins in her face. If you look at a lot of artists who do this, who do the reborns, they'll put the veins in the face. She's got little lines under her eyes. She's also got like a little scuff-looking place right there. I don't know what that's about. Everything looks different up close. There's her little incredible eyelashes and eyebrows. Sisters but not twins. I can never make 2 eyebrows look exactly alike. She's got some, it's a hair stuck on her eye. That's what's causing that little white spot. It's a piece of hell. Anyway, this is the main part. Oh, let me look at her lips real good. It's got to look. I did put some gloss on her lip. Now, I will say this. On this doll versus some of the other dolls, I did not use a flat spray. And the reason is it's flat. If you've ever seen any images of people who are dead, your skin takes on this waxy look about it. So, yeah. So I sprayed it with a... I think this is called matte, actually. It's just a craft bit. I know that it has this little bit of a sheen to it with that being totally flat, and I just love it. But her lips are done a little bit glossier, and her eyes are done glossier. I do put a finish on the eyes when I'm coloring. Now my husband's using the... cannot have quiet around my house if anyone else is here. I put some red inside her eyes. You really can't see it. but I add a clear coating over there. It's called diamond, I think it's called diamond glass or something like that. It's like a clear finish that I put inside the eyes, and it gives them a more watery look to them. And to me, when you do this versus just leaving them like they were, it adds depth. I think it does, and I've done enough of these to see a difference. So anyway, that's my little Goldilocks and her little bear, her baby bear. He's so cute. Anyway, I am putting her on eBay, so hoping she finds a new home. So check her out. I'll have my link below. Sorry I don't have a before picture, but if I do find a doll like her, oh, I did her bangs this way too. They look too bangsy before. I kind of swept them over. Anyway, so if you see a doll, if you know what doll this is, please let me know so that I can add that to my description. But my link will be below, and if it's relisted, you know, just follow the relist until you find her, or maybe she's sold. Anyway, I'll put a note if she sells. Thanks.